Greetings everyone, welcome back to the channel. Remember to like, share, comment and subscribe. Alright, so for today's video I'm going to talk about failure. Is failure ever an option? Right? Some person says if you fail, you dust yourself off and you try again. So we're going to look deeply into the topic of failure. Zine, a lot of persons, or I should say most persons, look at failure at being a bad thing. So people try very, very hard not to fail. But may I tell you, say, sometimes failure is a good thing. Sometimes failure is a good thing. Some person might look at me strange and I say, oh, you mean failure is a good thing? And I mean, it means that things don't work out. But sometimes some things just have to no work out for our best interest, because sometimes the plans that we have for ourselves, are not the plans that the Lord has for us. Case in point, Zine, I always want to be a bank clerk. I had my heart set on that from a young. I come up straight through high school, and I say, yo, I be a bank clerk, I want to be a bank clerk. I'm just always like a little dress up something there, interacting with people. But that was not the plan that the Lord had for me. That wasn't really my spiritual life goal. You get what I say? And I got all grade 3s in the business subjects. Principles of accounts, principles of business, and office procedures before it was changed to office administration. Zine? So that no work out, so I had to do something else. So my cousin was going to Teachers College, Andrea. Big up yourself, Andrea, was going to Teachers College. And I said, why not be a teacher too? And I said, no man, I kill the people and pick me, and I don't have patience, and this and that, and me, Ray, and blah, blah, blah. And my neighbor said, look here, them going to teach you patience. So, here we go on. And I went to Teachers College, and I did decently, and here I am as a teacher. And I could see myself doing nothing else except teaching. I can't believe I have such a love and such a passion for teaching that I can't do nothing else. I care how sometimes the job is stressing and it's not paying that well. You see me? I couldn't do nothing else but teach. You get what I say? So this would have never happened if I hadn't failed. Well, 3 is a pass still, but you get what I say? If I hadn't failed, maybe I'd be frustrated and can't bother with that job. So, I'm going to tell you this morning. Many times, some of us, we always want to be constantly winning. You get to me and say, and we don't want nothing bad for happen, and we want to go down a straight line. But sometimes life have some curves, some hills and valleys that we have to go through, Sometimes, somehow we in university studying, and some people are go through with straight A's and not fail nothing. But some of us, boy, we are going to batter and we are going to fail a couple courses. And we are going to have some courses where we have to resit more than one time. But I just make you know this morning that it is okay. It is okay. Sometimes we are being too hard on ourselves. You get me? And we put ourselves in a depression and we keep ourselves in a low place for longer than what is really necessary. But sometimes we have to accept the fact that things didn't work out and things didn't go the way that we actually wanted it to go. It is okay to fail. It is okay to fail. It is okay to fail. The thing we mustn't do is mope and carry on over the failure and never move on. As the saying says, dust yourself off and try again. And sometimes we have to try again and again and again and again. Sometimes we have to just accept the fact, say, boy, I want pass degree, we are going to get, it might not sound fancy if you say, oh, you get honors degree, or you get a credit, or you get a distinction, but you really get a pass. But sometimes the struggle that you're facing is great, and what you overcame to actually get that pass is way harder than somebody who got straight A's or a first class honors. You see me? It's okay for fail. It is okay for things not to work out. Jesus was God in the flesh, and when he came to this earth, he must say to him, Father, I said, Jesus, if it is your will, let this cup pass. When him see where him have to go through. When he was actually walking with the cross, he fell with the cross, you know. Somebody had to come and help him, and Jesus that was so powerful, we work so much miracle, we raised man from the dead back to life, and he fell with the cross because he couldn't manage. Sometimes it's gonna be our story. Sometimes we just can't manage, and sometimes we just can't go no more. You get what I say? And we are gonna feel. We are gonna feel, but the thing is, we must learn to brush ourselves off and continue, because sometimes failing is unavoidable, inevitable. Sometimes that's just failure, and it's not an option, but it's something that just happens, because none of us attack any task, you see me, and say, "More fail this." No, all of us want to be winners, we want to be champions, we want to be successful, but sometimes it just don't work out that way, and we have to accept it, we have to live with it, because I just the life go. That's how life is. You know, I just want to draw your attention to the scripture for show you that God knows everything. He's all knowing and he's all powerful, and he knows, say, as good as we are at times, time are gonna come where we are gonna fail and we can't manage, and we just can't go no more, we just can't do no more. He says in Isaiah chapter 40, I find this Isaiah chapter 40, and I'm reading from the New King James Version. So Isaiah 40, I think from verse 29, he says, "He gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he increases strength." Verse 31 to 0 on, he says that even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young man shall utterly fall. Some of us, you know, we are wondering, we are so bright, but it's like we just keep failing. Everything we put to hand to it not working out. It's just not the time yet. I believe that God is a God of timing. He says in Ecclesiastes 11, I think verse 2 or 3, he says that everything is made beautiful in his time. Sometimes the timing just not right. We need the house, we need the car, we need to get married. It's just not working out. It just can't come to fruition because it's just not the timing. Right? Every time you try to plan it, it just not work. It just a fail. It just has to close doors. One of the things that we shouldn't do, you know, never put a yes to where God has placed a no. Never you ever try to do that, because that's just destruction and death. If God said no, accept his no and move on, because his no is still a blessing. I'm still protect him and protect we, because we don't know what is beyond that door, and him say no to it and close the door. But sometimes somehow we fight, all we are getting no, we get no from now till next year. We're still holding on because our flesh and our emotions want a yes. Now make God put we to the place where him say, alright, yes, because a problem that, because sometimes he gives us the desires of our heart, you know. Sometimes when are evil there behind him, just allow us to go out there and experience. Some people die in it, and some people have a chance to come back like the prodigal son. You see me? But not all of us might be lucky like the prodigal son. So you must say, even when you're young and strong, failure will come. But he says that if we wait, you see the failure, we have to wait and assess, then we move on. Don't just carry on. Look at Elijah. When Elijah done kill 400 to 600 prophets of Jezebel, you understand, when him hears that Jezebel run after him to kill him, that man sat under a tree and bawled to God and said, God, kill me now, because Jezebel is after me. Me not see no reason to live anymore. This a man who just killed 400 plus men, you know. I ask God to kill him because of one woman and run him down. So sometimes as individuals we are going to become weak, and we are going to become out of our mind and talk some foolishness, and sometimes do some foolishness. But it is okay, because the best of us have been there where we talk foolishness and we do foolishness. It has happened to the best of us. So take heart. All we have to do when God say arise, we get up. And sometimes we ourselves, we have to pick ourselves up, you know, and dust off ourselves and move on again. Sometimes we have to find that inner strength to move, because sometimes nobody now do it for. Sometimes in our darkest times, are just we alone. You see, what I need some friends and relatives to understand is that sometimes when we're in a situation of failure, we don't need nobody to give no advice. That is what people need to understand. You know, I was talking to Kadisha about this last night. But I may tell you, say, the love I have for that girl, they not stop right here, so. Yeah, man, should be in our picture right here, so again, yeah. Love I have for that girl, she is just like 1 in a million. You see me can't begin for talk. I need a whole video for talk about that young lady. When you talk about she listens with no judgment. We want some friends and some family like that. So sometimes we are go through, we don't want to advise to say, oh yeah, God is able and He's willing to do above all we could ask or think. More time, we know that already. We know that God is able, but sometimes we just need to vent, we just need to talk and say, boy, foolishness are going on. I'm not happy with what going on. And vent and make people know so you feel like to give up. And you feel like you can't bother no more, and the person has to say, don't give up, man. You know that you're not give up, you know, but you're just talking and venting so you can't feel better. You just need somebody to just listen and say, man, it's fine. It's fine to feel this way. It's fine. You're gonna be alright. Something like that. You get to me and say, yes, sometimes that we want. We don't need advice. We just need somebody to listen. We just need a shoulder to cry on. You see me? So I just said this morning that sometimes failure is inevitable. Sometimes we can't do nothing about not failing or stopping from failing. But it is okay to fail. It is okay to fail. Some people take 6 years and do a 4-year degree. It's fine. At the end of the day, it's still a degree. Some persons never married, never get the house, never get the car till them are 40, 50. It's okay. Some people never get it, none at all. It's still okay. As long as you're not living on the street, or even if you're catch with some family member, it's still okay, because life is like that at times. Not all of us are going to get the grand and victorious ending or outcome, but it is okay. It is okay. Just strengthen our belief in God, as Philippians 1 verse 6 says, he that has begun a good work in you is able to perform it until the end. Jeremiah 29 and 11 says that he knows the plans he has for us. You understand what I say? Somehow we will just have to suffer a whole lot before all things becomes possible for us. And we don't like suffering, but we have to just wait. Because see in Isaiah 40, it says that they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They will mount up with wings like eagles. They will run and not be weary. They will walk and not faint. Make us wait and trust God now in our season of failure. Make us trust Him and know say failure is sometimes possible. But we are going to just tell ourselves say we are going to vent little and walla little for 5 minutes in the failure. But after that we are going to move on, because all things are possible through Christ Jesus. Be blessed and have a good day.